Alrighty, if yours aren't numbered, your pages, that's okay. Mine are numbered, so I might say turn to a certain page. You will just have to try and follow along. Today is a new shape. We have a sphere. A sphere has no base. It's rounded on all sides. The only measurements we do know is radius. And we know diameter. Remember your radius times 2, so 2r equals your diameter. And your diameter divided by 2 equals your radius, or multiplied by 1/2 is your radius. Volume of a sphere is 4/3 pi r cubed. Whoops, I'm sorry, cubed. And it's cubed because the only measurements we know are diameter and radius, which essentially you can make them out to be the same thing. So your radius is 1, or your first r is your radius, and then your second r is the same. Your height is 2 radius, or 2 radii. You might also see your equation written as 4 pi r cubed all divided by 3, because you put all of this in, hit your divided by 3, and it will give you the same answer. So you can use it either way. So I'm turning way back here. It is page 18. At the top it says Unit 5, Lesson 20. So here is a cone, sphere, cylinder that all have the same radii and heights. The radius of the cylinder is 5 units. So this is 5, which means this is 5, which means this is also 5. What is the height of the cylinder? What's the volume? What's the volume of the cone? What's the height of the sphere? So because on that very first page, this is measuring your height. This is how tall it is also. I'll go back here. It's how tall your shape is right there. So its height is equal to r times r, or r squared. Okay, so now let's go back here. So if we know that the radius of the sphere is 5, we know that the height would be its diameter, and it would be 10. I messed this up. It's not r squared, it's 2r. Because it's r and r, which is equal to diameter. Man, that's okay. So the height of the cylinder is 10 units. Volume of the cylinder. Well, remember the volume of the cylinder is pi. We're going to leave it in terms of pi. R squared, so 5 squared times 10. Well, 5 squared is 25. Times 10 is 250. So area of, or volume, is 250 pi. Volume of the cone. Remember, the only difference between the cone and the cylinder was to divide by 3. So 250 pi divided by 3. I don't think that's going to give you a nice number, but we'll see. 83 1/3. 83 1/3 pi. What is the volume of the sphere? Explain your reasoning. Well, we have 4 times 250 pi. No, we don't. 4 times pi 5 cubed. All divided by 3. We're going to leave our pi alone. 5 cubed is 5 times 5, which is 25. Times 5 is 125. Times 4. 500. Divided by 3. It's probably not going to give you a nice number either, but we'll see. 500 divided by 3. 166 2/3. So the volume of the sphere, cylinder, and cone are circled. The sphere is right in the middle of the cone and the cylinder. Next couple pages are just going to be a lot of practice. I'll do a couple on this video, otherwise you'll be doing them by yourself. Find the exact volume, which means leave in terms of pi. So all of your answers should end in pi. Our equation is 4 times pi times radius cubed, all divided by 3. However, we do have some shapes that are half of it. So after we do all of this, we would then divide by 2. Again, you are leaving the pi alone, so you're not doing anything with pi. So if we were to do this one, we would have 4 times pi times 3 cubed, all divided by 3, leaving pi alone. So 4 times 3 to the power of 3 divided by 3 was 36 pi. Next, we have a half of a cube, or sphere. So we'll have 4 times pi, again, still leaving it alone, 27 cubed divided by 3, and all of this is divided by 2. 4 times 27 cubed divided by 3, and then we're going to divide that in 2. 13122. Next, this one gives us the diameter. Well, we don't need the diameter, we need the radius. So the radius would be half of 18, which is 9. So we have 4 times pi times 9 cubed, all divided by 3. Again, still leaving pi by itself. 4 times 9 cubed divided by 3. 972 pi. So we'll write a couple more out, and then I'll leave the rest totally blank. 4 times pi, still leaving pi alone, times 24 cubed, divided by 3. And then we only have half of this sphere, so we're going to divide this whole thing by 2. Here we have a radius of 18. 4 times pi times 18 cubed, all divided by 3. Still leaving this alone. 6, we have 4 times a radius of pi times a radius of 15 cubed. And the order that you write this in really does not matter as long as you end up dividing it all by 3. 7, 8, 9, and 10. We have a radius. We have a diameter. Half of 42 would be 21. And then we have another diameter. Half of 60 would be 30. A spherical ball has a radius of 6. You can do that. Find the volume of the ball, leaving in terms of pi. All of these should be in terms of pi. Your next page is just more practice. This one, it does say use 3.14. So your equation, we'll go with this one, would be 4 times 3.14 times, that's your diameter. That's a horrible diameter, divided by 2. 2.6. 2.6 cubed, all divided by 3. Round it to 2 decimal places. So you're going to have a decimal, boom, boom. And labels would be feet cubed. I should have done labels on all of these ones as well. You know how to do labels. Next page. Sphere argument. 4 students calculate the volume of a sphere with a radius of 9 centimeters. They got 4 different answers. Okay. So Han thinks 108 cubic centimeters, 108 pi cubic centimeters, calculate 972 and 972 cubed. So really we have 2 different numbers. We have 108 and we have 72, and one of them is with pi and one of them is without. So let's see who we agree with, if we agree with any of them. So we would have 4 times pi times 9 cubed, all divided by 3. Did we have that already? Yeah, we did. 4 times pi times 9 cubed divided by 3. 972. And that was 972 pi. So we agree with Maya. Mathematically, that's what she has. What do you think he would have done? Let's see. I don't even know what that could be. 4 times 3.14 times 9 cubed divided by 3. No. 4 times 9 squared divided by 3. There we go. So this person, Jada, only did 9 squared, which wouldn't give us the correct answer, and left it in terms of pi. Hans did 9 squared, but ignored the pi, and Tyler forgot to add his pi symbol. So we agree with Maya, because mathematically when we did it and we left it in terms of pi, we got 972. Ooh, these are good ones. The volume of a sphere with the radius r, we don't know what it is 288 pi. This statement is true. What is the value of r? We have done these with cones and spheres. 288 pi equals thirds r cubed pi. So we have to get rid of what we know first. Well, we know all of this could be divided by 3. We also have these pi's on both sides. We can divide by pi. Divide by pi. Our pi's cancel out. We now have 288 equals 4 times r cubed, all divided by 3. We have to get rid of this dividing by 3. The opposite of dividing by 3 is to multiply by 3, which then we would have 3 over 3, cancels each other out, 288 times 3. 288 times 3, 680. 864 equals 4 times r cubed. The opposite of multiplying by 4 is to divide by 4. Divide by 4. 216 r cubed. The opposite of cubing something would be to find the cube root. And to find your cube root on a calculator, it's the second key and then this caret key. We might need to hit 3. 3. So that's going to find the cube root of 216. is 6. And we can double check that 6 cubed is 216. So the radius equals 6 units. For the rest of the class, you should be working on the pages right before, which would be, if your pages are numbered, 19 and 20. Solve as many of them as you can. Remember the front page, you leave it in terms of pi. So all your answers will be pi. You should have your labels, so this would be 36 pi yards cubed, feet cubed, inches cubed, feet cubed, inches cubed. For each of those, same back here, feet cubed, yards cubed, inches cubed. These are decimals, so you will need a calculator, and then we will review answers tomorrow. You should also be working on your minute from today, and those answers will be done tomorrow as well. Otherwise, the rest of the class period, you are quietly solving the rest of the problems on page 19 and 20. It says volume of a sphere and hemisphere on the top. It says a number 7 down here if your pages aren't numbered.